What is going on? It's not even live.
Well, we need to... Welcome everyone to USPBL action here at Jimmy John's Field. It'll be the Eastside Diamond Hoppers taking on the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. I'm Steve Morawski here with Dan Dobler. And we've got a very reminiscent matchup of May 25th. It'll be the Diamond Hoppers and Beavers, and the same starting pitchers for both teams. Brian Bayless Jr. going for the Beavers, and Matt Rogers starting for the Diamond Hoppers. And Dan, Matt Rogers really... he was good last time.
Yes, he was. He went 5.5 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit. He had given up 4 walks and 1 strikeout, so not too bad.
Yeah, on the other side of it, Brian Bayless, he threw 5 innings. He gave up 3 earned runs, which isn't great. He did walk 4, but didn't get a whole lot of support. But for now, we're going to send it down to the field and get you the starting lineups.
Sponsored by AAA of Michigan. Leading off and batting first from the Dominican Republic, the shortstop, number 7, Ricky Castro. Batting second from Virginia Beach, Virginia, the second baseman, number 2, Cam Stewart. Batting third from Brooklyn, New York, the first baseman, number 21, Esteban Gomez. Batting fourth from Elmhurst, Illinois, the right fielder, number 12, John Mencken. Batting fifth from Griffin, Georgia, the third baseman, number 1, Nate Farrell. The number 6 hitter today from Lumberton, North Carolina, the left fielder, number 22, Chris Power. Batting seventh from Draper, Utah, the right fielder, number 8, Mark Kruger. Batting 8th from Tallahassee, Florida, the catcher, number 4, Kyle Figueroa. Batting 9th from Nutley, New Jersey, the center fielder, number 24, John Kraft. And the starting pitcher today for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers from Clarkston, Michigan, number 11,
It's weird.
Matt
Oh well, it's working on yours, so.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Meet the Beavers night, so tonight we'd like to first introduce the managers, coaches, and reserves of your Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. First, the manager, Chris Newell. Assistant coach, Ray Ortega. Number 4 from Fairfax, Virginia, Bobby San Martin. From Greensboro, North Carolina, number 5, Eric Kimber. From Decatur, Georgia, number 6, Nick Wilson. From Davison, Michigan, number 8, Michael Doloff. From San Diego, California, number 9, Randy Wynn. From El Paso, Texas, number 12, Andrew Nelson. From Spencerport, New York, number 15, Jake Welch. From Irvine, California, number 16, Cameron McKenzie. From Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 20, Alex Kinch. From Eatonton, North Carolina, number 21, Kevin Matthews. From San Diego, California, number 22, Brian Heldman. Number 25, Brett Elmer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your starting lineups for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Leading off and batting first from Hayward, California, the center fielder, number 26, DeAndre Clark. Batting second from Deming, New Mexico, the third baseman, number 10, Dan Kennan. Batting third from Curlin, Texas, the right fielder, number 3, Nick Buckner. Batting fourth from Mount Helier, Virginia, the shortstop, number 1, DJ Martinez. Batting fifth from Louisville, Ohio, the first baseman, number 2, John Frank. the 6th spot from Phoenix, Arizona, the left fielder, number 11, Gerard Hernandez. Batting 7th from Woodstock, Maryland, the catcher, number 17, Robert Lucido. Batting 8th from Riverside, California, tonight's designated hitter, number 19, Lewis Johnson. Batting 9th from New Hyde Park, New York, the second baseman, number 13, Thomas Rulis. The starting pitcher tonight for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers from Clawson, Michigan, number 24, Ryan Bayless. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, joining us on the field and holding the American flag in center field is the Macomb Township Little League. Fans, at this time, please welcome to the field John McKenna, who will be singing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep your caps on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Shekiah Pittman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What a great job by both singers. Let's give them both a hand.
All right, and we're just about set for baseball here. Great performances by John McKenna with God Bless America and Shekiah Pittman doing the national anthem.
And sure, they did a great job.
B5C6550.
So we'll go through the defenses for you for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Out in left field, out in left field, Gerard Hernandez. Don Andre Clark in center field. Nick Buckner, man's right field. Dan Kennan over at third base with DJ Martinez at shortstop. Thomas Rulis at second base, and John Crank playing the hot corner at first base. Robert Lucido behind the plate, and Brian Bayless on the hill. The lineup for the Diamond Hoppers, Ricky Castro lead off, plays shortstop. Cam Stewart bats second, plays second base. Esteban Gomez over at first base, bats third. John Mencken playing right field today, batting fourth. Nate Farrell making his USPBL debut.
Another one.
Yeah, playing third base, batting fifth. Chris Power batting sixth, playing left field. Mark Kruger is the DH today. He's batting seventh. Kyle Figueroa in the 8th slot and catching. And John Kraft out in center field is batting ninth.
Well, you know, Nate Farrell's not the only one making his debut. You are as well.
Yeah, this is my my first play-by-play performance here, so hopefully it's not too bad for all the viewers out there. As we look to get the game started here, Bayless throws his warm-up pitches, and you know, on May 25th, these two teams faced off, and it was the Diamond Hoppers came out on top. They actually held the Beavers to just one hit in that game.
Yeah, it was a very good game it was actually a pitching duel. So that's why we've seen held to one hit, but also last night we seen another pitching duel as well. So maybe that trend continues in tonight between the same two pitchers.
The only hit the Beavers had in their last game against the Diamond Hoppers was a home run from Nick Wilson, who last season he was a co-MVP of the league. And I talked to him before the game, and he's not playing. He was taken out of the third inning yesterday due to a knee injury. He told me that it shouldn't be anything serious. He's doing the rehab that he was given, and should be back fairly soon, and we wish him the best.
Yes, indeed.
And Ricky Castro gets ready to step in, and we'll get this game underway. Castro batting .381 on the season. Doesn't have a home run, but 3 RBIs. As he awaits the first pitch from Bayless.
And of course, as a leadoff hitter, has those high hit numbers of 16.
Yeah, he's definitely one to get on base, and he looks to score a lot of runs and get driven in by his teammates. As Bayless kicks and delivers the first pitch. Hits the outside corner with a fastball for a strike. A beautiful 70 degrees here at Jimmy John's Field.
You got that small, calm breeze, but it's beautiful.
Castro fouls that one back. It's quickly 0-2. You know, it was sunny for most of the day, but the clouds started to move in here. There's not a threat of rain, so just a little bit of overcast. The 0-2. Jams him, but rolled foul. 92 from Bayless. Pretty good velocity for a starting pitcher.
Yes, it is. I mean, we seen yesterday between the pitchers having the high heat start to going.
Castro grounds one up the middle, directly over the second base bag for an leadoff single. And he'll get it started quickly for the Diamond Hoppers. It's a good 0-2 approach there. Just looked like an off-speed pitch that he really kept his hands back, stayed back, and was able to get it through the infield and get on first base. Hopefully Cam Stewart can move him around.
Definitely keep a close eye on Castro at first because he does have a threat to steal.
That's correct. As Bayless sets. There goes Castro, swing and a miss. And they're going to call interference on Cam Stewart, and they're calling Ricky Castro out.
Wow.
So the pitch was down and away. It was a ball. But the umpire believes that Cam Stewart's swing kind of impeded the throw from Lucido, because Lucido wasn't able to even get the ball off.
No.
And they call Castro out. As he goes back to first, looks like they might just keep him on first base.
And Castro has to be frustrated there.
Now, this is kind of reminiscent from last night. There was a large controversy in the 8th inning. So they're calling Cam Stewart out, my correction. So Stewart will be retired
Already things starting to get weird.
On an interference call, yeah, that's interesting. Here comes Chris Newell. I think he wants to talk with the home plate umpire and figure out if they should call Castro out or Stewart, and I think that's what he's questioning here.
In this situation, I feel it would be Stewart.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was at home plate, blocking, obviously, the catcher, and Castro was able to get the second base with ease. But still, I feel that it's a right call by the ump calling Stewart out instead of Castro.
There's a quick meeting with Newell and the umpire, and Esteban Gomez steps in. He's batting .282 on the season. He's got 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Bayless sets, delivers, and the ball's going to miss a little bit low. 1-0 count. So I believe the call there is Stewart is called out on an interference. As Castro breaks for second on the 1-0 delivery. The throw is to the right of second base, and he's under the tag, so that's a stolen base for Castro.
So now he gets a stolen base.
Yep, I'm not sure. I couldn't really read if he would be safe, if he was going to be safe on Cam Stewart's, but nonetheless, he picks up the stolen base. And it's a 1-1 count on Esteban Gomez. Gomez looking most likely to drive something to the right side and either move him over or hopefully get an RBI single out of it. He grounds one to short. Castro goes to third. Martinez looks him back, but fire is over, and that's a 6-3 put up for the second out of the inning. So nonetheless, Esteban Gomez does his job, moves the runner up to third base.
But you're always taught as a hitter to do that.
Yeah, as long as you can get that runner to their next base, that's the big thing. I'm sure Gomez was hoping to put something in the gap, get an extra base hit, but now it's up to John Mencken, who's the right fielder for the Diamond Hoppers.
.320 batting average, 8 hits so far this season, has 3 RBIs, and does have a home run.
Yeah, I was watching him in batting practice today, and swings and misses at the first pitch there. 94 from Bayless. Had a little bit of zip. Looked like it had a lot of late life, too. Had that that great tailback toward the right-handed hitter. But as I was saying, I was watching Mencken in batting practice. He's got a lot of pop coming off the bat. He's got a great swing. He swings and misses there.
I think I was watching him hit it to right field, a couple of them.
Yeah, he can. There. He's definitely he's not a dead pull hitter. Just the ball, it had a different sound coming off the bat, and it was very crisp. Something you don't hear from a lot of guys. So hopefully Mencken can connect on the 0-2, and he swings and misses. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and just like that, the Hoppers get 1 hit and leave them at third, as it's a 0-0 game, and the Beavers will get their first at-bats coming up shortly.
The starter for the
Welcome back, everybody, to the USPBL action between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. 0-0 going to the bottom of the first, and we'll go through the defenses here for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Left field, you have Chris Power. Out in center field is John Kraft. And let's see. In right field, John Mankin's out there. Nate Farrell making his USPBL debut at third base. Ricky Castro at short. Cam Stewart at second base, and Esteban Gomez at first. Kyle Figueroa is the man behind the plate, and Matt Rogers on the hill for the Diamond Hoppers as Donandre Clark steps in.
Definitely one of those power hitters in the Beavers lineup, hitting .442 batting average. Has 19 hits, 6 RBIs. I mean, he's doing it so far at all, besides having Nick Wilson out of the lineup.
As he takes for a first pitch strike there from Rogers.
Definitely a fan favorite here, too.
Yeah, people love Clark. He's a very speedy guy. Obviously, he's in the leadoff spot, but he gets on base a lot, and he's very quiet about what he does. I don't know if I'd classify him as a power hitter, but he hits for a very high average, obviously, at .442. He leads the league. As he looks at the 1-1, swing and a miss. He tries to get on base, and he's a threat to steal almost every time he's on the base paths, and I think he's a very valuable asset. And we've also seen him in the field. He rarely misplays a ball. As he looks for the 1-2. He slaps that one to left, and it's going to fall in front of Power for a single. And just like that, he raises his average a few points again with the leadoff single. I've seen him do that so many times.
It's been red hot.
Yeah. And Dan Kennan steps in.
Stay away from him on the ping pong table unless you want to walk away a loser.
So we'll see if Donandre Clark's on the move over there. I have to imagine that if Kennan gets ahead in the count, they may put on a hit and run to try and get something started.
And of course, Donandre Clark getting off to that big lead over there at first.
Yeah, his lead is generous, but not too much to the point where he's going to get picked off often. Well, he's a step and a dive away, I'm sure. First pitch to Kennan is high and outside.
His secondary lead is even bigger.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yep.
I mean, if he gets a good secondary, that gets him in good position to get to third base on a base hit to the right side. As Rogers sets. The 1-0 outside, but it's called a strike. In my opinion, that was quite generous.
Yeah.
It looked like it was.
From our perspective, it looked a little bit way outside.
Well, Figueroa, he had to reach across his body, and I was quite surprised. It may have been some sort of cut fastball from Rogers, but nonetheless, it's a 1-1 count. As he steps back and picks over to first base, but Clark, plenty of time to get back.
Esteban Gomez wanted Rogers to throw it in there, not lob it in there.
Yeah, that was kind of what baseball people call his B move. As he sets and delivers the 1-1. It's a pitch outside, 2-1, expecting Clark to steal there. Usually pitchers have two pickoff moves, the A move and the B move, and the A move is designed to try to get somebody out, whereas the B move is designed to keep him close and make sure he knows he's thinking about him, but it's not to the point that he should be threatened.
Yeah.
As he throws over again, Clark no problem getting back.
I know Kyle Figueroa has a couple putouts this season already, so he does, like every other catcher should have, that arm.
2-1 is way high. It's going to go to 3-1 on Kennan. Kennan batting .308 on the season. Doesn't have a homer and has 1 RBI. He's a very good third baseman.
Yes, he is.
We've seen him make a lot of good plays down at the hot corner. There's a 3-1 count here. Expect Clark to move. Nope, he stays put, and that one actually hit Kennan in the shoulder. So that'll go down as a hit by pitch, and just like that, the Beavers have first and second, nobody out.
And before tonight's game, it was Meet the Beavers night. So definitely a fan favorite this evening.
That's right. That's why their lineup introductions actually took so long.
Yeah.
They introduced the entire roster.
Taking
rather
it back to
than-
opening day.
Yeah, rather than just the starting lineups. As Nick Buckner steps in, batting in the 3-hole today. Rogers kicks and delivers, and that one's going to miss upstairs, 1-0.
This is a rather similar Beavers lineup since we've seen last night.
Yeah, fairly similar.
The only addition I think it was Farrell. Oh, not Farrell. I mean, Lucido's in. I don't think we've seen him last night.
Well, Buckner moved up to the 3-hole
Yeah.
where Nick Wilson was, and John Crank came in to pinch hit for him later in the game due to his knee injury. So, Buckner's up there as he takes the 1-0, and that's going to miss up 2-0, and Rogers continues to struggle to throw strikes here. In their game on May 25th, Rogers did pitch,
Yeah.
and he threw 5 innings, only gave 1 hit, 1 earned run. He did have 4 walks as Buckner slaps that one. Line drive down the right field line. That's going to score Clark. He's going to try for 2. The throw, and they got him at second. Tried to kind of do a swim move, but he's out trying to stretch a single into a double. But nonetheless, he gets the RBI in and moves Ken into third base, and the Beavers quickly have a 1-0 lead.
Next up for the Beavers, the shortstop, number 1, DJ Martinez.
DJ Martinez steps in, batting in the 4-hole today. Quite interesting. We've seen him in the lower parts of the lineup.
Yeah. I think it's because he's been struggling as of late, and he was at the bottom.
As he
Ooh.
hits a hard line drive up the middle on the first pitch he sees, and obviously taking advantage of that 4-hole situation. It's 2-0.
Never mind, he's not struggling.
Well, doesn't seem like it anymore. That was absolutely smoked up the middle. And it's quickly 2-0 Beavers. John Crank steps in. One out, runner on first for the Beavers. Rogers kicks and delivers and catches the outside corner for a strike. Rogers sets, delivers. Martinez on the move. Figueroa throws, but it's not going to be in time. That's a stolen base for Martinez.
We're seeing the Beavers on the base pads doing all those stealing because we're used to seeing the Diamond Hoppers. They're very aggressive on the base pads.
Yeah, they definitely like to use their speed and like to take advantage of what other teams will give them. You can only hold a runner so close. As Castro tries to bounces in and out of second there. The 0-2 misses up and away, 1-2. You can only keep a runner so close, but if a guy's fast enough like DeAndre Clark and DJ Martinez, they'll steal bases when they have to and when they're able to. The 1-2 to Crank, cut on and missed. It's kind of a awkward swing there, and that's the second out of the inning.
Next up, the left fielder, number 11, Gerard Hernandez.
That'll bring up Gerard Hernandez, who last night had a 2-run home run for the Beavers. He's been struggling the first parts of the season. He's batting 122.
So not too bad. not good. That is.
Yeah, he's only got 5 hits on the season, but Chris Newell, Beavers manager, has told me that he's really been working hard in the cages, working hard in the pregame batting practice and trying to find his swing. As he follows the first pitch back to the screen, 0-1.
The more practice, the better, like they always say.
Yeah, I mean, the more cuts you take in the cages and for batting practice, it can help, but you can only take so many because you don't want to tire yourself out and get into bad habits. As Hernandez sits and waits for the 0-1 pitch. He's going to miss up, 1-1.
Kind of a weird batting stance out of him.
Yeah, he's very, very tight. Seems like he's very tense at the plate. I've always back at Albion College when I pitched, I was always scared of the guys that I faced that were kind of loose. You know, looked like they were ready to go. As Hernandez flies one to left, power under it, and he'll make the catch to end the inning. Beavers score 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave Martinez at second, but it's a 2-0 lead going to the top of the second for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Welcome back, everybody, as the Beavers took a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Nate Farrell making his first plate appearance as a member of the USPBL. Facing Brian Bayless, who just allowed the 1 base runner on a single by Castro in the top of the first.
I think as many of these weeks keep on coming, we're going to see new guys here in the league.
Yeah, most likely they like to filter guys in as that first pitch is called for a strike.
Which is great.
Yeah, they like to move guys around and get them different looks, and that one's line foul down the right field line. Quickly 0-2 on Farrell. The 0-2. Missed low. Looked like a good pitch.
Yes, it was.
Right at the knees on the outside corner, but to the disapproval of the umpire, and it's 1-2. Same spot, and Bayless wanted that one. Started to walk off the mound, and that's quickly to 2-2 now on Farrell.
Definitely a fan out here didn't like it either.
Well, you know, it seems like from up here, that might be a strike, but, you know, you never really know until you're down there as the umpire. 2-2, that one's going to miss outside, so quickly 3-2 now on Nate Farrell, the Griffin, Georgia native. Went to the University of Central Arkansas.
Ooh.
That one's popped up, shallow left field. Hernandez camped under it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Chris Power, who we've seen him hit some balls with some power, but his average does not reflect that. He's batting, I believe, under 200 as of right now. Yep, 195. He's got 3 homers.
That's where the power is at,
but
with the homers.
As of his 8 hits, 3 of those are home runs. So that one's looked like it jammed him. Nice backhanded play by Rulis and throws him out at first. So that's the second out of the inning.
What a great play by Rulis.
Yeah, just moved a few steps up the middle and was able to backhand that play and make a nice put out. We've seen some good defensive plays. Here's Mark Kruger, who apparently his favorite player was Luis Gonzalez.
And he's an Arizona Diamondbacks fan.
As he looks at a first pitch strike. I believe he's from Arizona. No, he went to Utah Valley University. So I can't confirm for sure as that one's fouled off to the left side. 0-2 on him. But, I mean, if he's a Diamondbacks fan and a big Luis Gonzalez fan, you know, he had that big hit to win the World Series against the Yankees. Have to imagine he's from out that way as the 0-2 comes in. That's going to miss up and away.
Now, Steve, who's your favorite player?
You know, I was a big Joey Votto fan for a while.
Yeah.
You know, the Reds weren't a great team, but I love Votto's approach as the 1-2 comes in. That's strike 3 at the knees.
Quick inning.
And then, Bayless makes quick work, and still a 2-0 game as we're going to head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back, everybody, to the bottom of the second inning between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Steve Morawski along with Dan Dobler here. And Dan, we saw really the first time the Beavers have come out in the first inning and gotten on top this season.
Yeah, we did. And usually it's the Diamond Hoppers on top early, but we've seen the Beavers this time around.
Yep, as Robert Lucido steps in, hopefully to get on for the Beavers and have another good inning. First pitch is taken for a strike from Matt Rogers. Diamond Hoppers sporting green uniforms with dark green spots.
I kind of love them.
You know, I like them too. The green and orange are very, very complimentary.
I know Brian's favorite is the unicorns. How do you feel about those uniforms?
They're not too bad. I like their white ones the best.
Okay.
You know, I've always enjoyed the white. And the Beavers tonight, they're sporting the white with pinstripes,
which is beautiful.
Yeah, you can't not like pinstripes in a baseball uniform. It's 2-1 on Lucido now.
Now, I know we've seen the Woolly Mammoths support that alternate, the Flintstone ones. How did you feel about those?
They're very vibrant.
Okay.
They're orange with dark spots. As that one misses high, 3-1. They have blue sleeves, I believe. And they're interesting. I'm not really sure how to read them as uniforms.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be making a fashion.
That's why they're alternates, that is.
Look out. And a swing and a miss on a 3-1 pitch from Rogers, and the bat goes flying out of Lucido's hands.
Thankful for the netting.
Yeah, I think it hit below the netting on the brick down in the field level next to the Diamond Suites, but still, it's always gets some reaction from the crowd when that happens. As it's a full count now on Lucido, and that was quite interesting.
Yes, it was. Unlike Comerica Park, that bat might have almost close going to the stands.
Yeah, that bat definitely would have been close to the dugout, and that's going to miss up and in. So ball 4, he walks the leadoff man.
But thankful for this big netting here at Jimmy John's Field that stretches all the way from the third base dugout to the first base dugout.
Yeah, you don't see that in Major League ballparks, and you're so close to the field, and the game is played at such high speeds and velocities that it seems almost necessary from me. Because, I've never heard a complaint from the fan saying,
No.
I can't see through the netting. It's more of a safety precaution because you're so close to the field as Lewis Johnson steps in and grounds that one to the right side, through for a base hit. Mencken comes up with it, and runners at first and second, and nobody out.
Now batting the second baseman, number 13.
So the Beavers are doing what they did in the first, getting
Yeah, they're
off
looking
through
to-
the hits.
Looking to continue that momentum. And they played well last night against the Woolly Mammoths, but
It's just that eighth inning.
that
killed
eighth
them.
inning killed them. The Mammoths put up 6 runs in the 8th inning, able to come out with a 6-4 victory, come from behind. And,
I mean, you've seen that happen a lot this season.
Oh,
to
yeah.
start.
I mean, there's not a real bad team in the league, but there's not a great team either. Everybody is competitive with one another, and all the teams are very, very evenly matched.
Yes.
As Rogers steps off, Thomas Rulis stands in. Will not be surprised to see him bunt here with nobody out, runners in first and second as he squares around. That one's up and in. Figueroa, and they have him in a pickle, but he gets... Lucido gets to third as Figueroa tried to back pick him at second base. Castro wasn't able to come up with the ball. It was a short hop that looked like it just popped in and out of his glove.
So definitely a lucky break there for the Beavers.
Definitely. It's a high pitch, so it's going to be 1-0. It was quite an interesting play, and Chris Newell signaled to Thomas Rulis that just swing away and put something in play. 'Cause if he gets a ground ball to the right side, he'll score that run for sure. The 1-0. It's fouled back to the screen, 1-1.
And that foul ball was courtesy of our friends at Northwest Tech.
Johnson over at first, Lucido at third. Rogers sets the 1-1. Cut on and tipped off the catcher, Figueroa, trying to shake that one off. He's gotten beat up the
Yes,
last few
he
games.
has.
He took a foul ball, I believe, off the inside of the knee and was really, really shaken up by that. The rest of the game, he was kind of limping as the umpire goes out and personally hands the ball to Rogers to give him a little bit of time to reset himself.
I really do feel bad for some of these catchers what they have to go through each and every single game.
They talk about hockey goalies. They have to be some sort of crazy to stop pucks going 90 miles an hour. Well,
Yeah.
I think the same thing for catchers.
Yes.
I mean, you got to be crazy to catch a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. The 1-2 is up and away, 2-2. A good turnout tonight.
Yes, it
Seems
is.
like the grandstands are mostly full. A lot of people out on the berm and right field.
Which is Brian's favorite spot.
I mean, it's a $6 ticket.
Yeah.
Gets you in the ballpark. You get to watch a great game.
Very
It's-
close to home.
It's very reminiscent of Lakeland, Florida, where the Detroit Tigers use their spring training. There's
Yes.
the big hill out there in left field.
Definitely going to have to go down. I haven't gone to a Tigers spring training game yet.
It's a great time. As Johnson breaks for second, that's popped up. Castro calls off the third baseman and left fielder, and he makes the catch, so nobody's able to advance on the pop out by Rulis, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Beavers, Andre Clark, making a big splash in the
It is also Friday night fireworks as well.
right.
So they're always beautiful.
There'll be a fireworks show after the game every Friday night. If you're in the Utica area, come on out and catch a great show after the game. Then Andre Clark steps in, 1-for-1 with a single in his first at bat. He's going to raise that 442 average, as impossible as that sounds.
Yeah.
It's to bat 442. It's early yet, but it's impressive. As he grounds that one to short. Castro, nice play, off balance, and it pulls Stewart off of second base. So that's going to score the run, and they're going to give an error to Castro on that play.
Yeah, it was an easy play, but sometimes it doesn't go the right way.
I don't know if that's. I wouldn't classify that as an easy play,
okay.
because he had to move into the hole and he fielded on his forehand, and he had to throw from his heels, which
Okay, yeah,
it's
you're
a
right.
fairly tough play. And unfortunately, Cam Stewart, not the tallest of players, pulls him off the bag. Dan Kennan steps in with 1 out, first and second. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Looks like Johnson threatened to go, but Figueroa was able to find it and hold him at second. Rogers sets. It's ground ball to third. Good play by Farrell. He throws to second, and they turn the double play.
This time it was beautiful.
That's a great 5-4-3 double play, and they're able to get out of the inning, only giving up 1 run. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Beavers after the first 2 innings, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, the Beavers extend their lead to 3-0 after DeAndre Clark hit into an RBI fielder's choice. As Kyle Figueroa steps in for the Diamond Hoppers.
It's a great start so far for the Beavers.
Yeah, they really needed it, and I think they were carrying some of that momentum that they were starting to build last night into today as Figueroa takes a called strike in the outside corner. You know, I didn't realize Bayless threw as hard as he does. He's about 92, 93. As Figueroa chops that one to second, that's going to be the first out of the inning.
I think we've seen a lot of hard throwing from Matthews last night as well.
Yeah, Matthews, well, he's a left-handed pitcher, and according to a few studies that I've read on, it says that left-handed pitchers throw, it looks like it's about 3 miles an hour harder than right-handed pitching.
Okay.
As John Kraft steps in and takes the first pitch for a called strike. But I have noticed, back when I played at Albion College, that left-handed pitching seemed much faster than right-handed pitching. As that one catches the outside corner, it's 0-2. I don't know why that is exactly, but just something that the eye perceives as being faster.
Maybe sports science can get to it.
I'm sure they can. They can get down to the bottom of anything. 1-2 to Kraft is high, 2-2. John Kraft, a tall, lanky outfielder for the Diamond Hoppers. One's going to miss away, 3-2. Batting .250 on the season, just 2 hits. Does have a run and a walk as well. The 3-2. Hit hard to first and a bad hop over John Crank. If he was in front of that probably would have hit him.
Yeah, directly on the side. On the side.
So that's going to be a base hit.
And that's definitely a scary play there.
Oh, yeah.
When the ball can change its direction.
Yeah, I've had plenty of times. It looks like a routine ground ball, and it just pops up and gets you, and it's pretty scary. As Ricky Castro steps in for the Diamond Hoppers. 1 for 1 with a single today, batting .381. That average will be raised. Takes the first pitch, catches the outside corner for a strike. I also appreciate the fact that Bayless, he likes to work with good pace, meaning that he gets the ball, he gets back on the mound and throws it. He doesn't take his time, doesn't really lollygag out there.
He just goes right at it.
So the 0-1 comes in, off speed, and it's going to bend in for a strike, and Castro not sure about that call.
I feel that the more you're moving, it's a lot better because the more you rest and take your time, you're so much thinking going on.
Yeah, there are some pitchers that are very deliberate with their offerings, as Castro takes 1 and 2 now. You know, I always loved watching Mark Burley pitch.
Ooh, yeah.
He just works so fast, and he threw strikes. He might not have lit up the radar gun, but he threw strikes, and I appreciated the fact that he really defined the position of pitcher as opposed to being a thrower. Because you see so many guys, you know, like Aroldis Chapman, even a throwback to Joel Zumaya, guys that could throw over 100 miles an hour, but they couldn't find the strike zone.
Nope.
And it would just slow the game down. And Castro calls time. Bayless finishes the pitch as he's taught to. Not finishing the pitch can could cause some injuries with his arm. The 1-2 comes in and he slices that one foul. That one could have been dangerous without the netting.
Yeah, 91.
91, and it was fouled off, and it was going right for a specific row, and that netting really saved a few people. It's still 1 and 2 on Castro. He grounds that one to first. Crank with a nice backhanded play, throws, and Martinez with a nice catch. He kind of had to reach back across his body to make a backhanded catch, and they get 1 out. So that's a fielder's choice for Castro.
Number 2, Cam Stewart.
Definitely a hard throw there by Crank.
Yeah, it looked like he was having trouble getting it out of the glove. He needed to get the throw off. He knew that Kraft was a fairly speedy guy. So they did get 1 out, and they got the lead runner, which is always good, as there's 2 outs now. Cam Stewart steps in. Bayless will throw over to keep Castro close. You know, it's a real battle of dynamic leadoff hitters.
Yes.
I mean, 2 guys that have great averages. They can both steal bases. Definitely good players. Stewart checks his swing. They appeal and say he did not go, so that's a ball.
I feel the Tigers have a similar kind of lineup like that with the first 2 guys.
Yeah, it just seems like it doesn't pan out for them.
Yeah,
you know? And time is called by Stewart. And
like maybe on paper it looks like it, and then all of a sudden...
on paper, they have one of the best lineups in baseball, but, you know, when Miguel Cabrera is not himself, batting .250, which isn't bad for some guys, but for Miguel Cabrera, that's...
very low.
Yeah. Stewart swings and misses at a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. You know, we're so used to seeing Cabrera just bat 330, 340, hit 25, 30 homers. To not see him do that is strange. It's different for the entire world of baseball. Bayless throws over, keeps Castro close.
Tigers are home this weekend against Chicago.
Hopefully they don't get all the rainouts that they did when they were in Chicago.
I think they're on a 9-game homestand, it is.
So it seems like Bayless can't find the rhythm, or Cam Stewart's not getting comfortable in the box. Stewart seems to be appearing to be calling time quite often. So he awaits the 1-1 offering. But Bayless steps back and throws over, and the pace of the game really started to slow down with this base runner. They're very worried about Castro, even with a 3-run lead. 1-1. Stewart drives this one in the gap. Right center gap. Clark moves over and makes the nice play. And that'll end the Hoppers in the top of the 3rd. Still 3-0 lead for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, as we head to the bottom of the third. The Beavers have a 3-0 lead as they get their at-bats here.
Its pristine condition. Scott's is proud to be the official sponsor of the USPBL grounds crew.
Nick Buckner steps in to face Matt Rogers. Rogers, a Clarkston, Michigan native, so fairly local.
Yeah. We see a lot of guys in this league very local as well.
You know, there's a
Few of them.
There's definitely a few. And it's good to see that, you know, guys that we may have been growing up playing travel baseball or high school baseball together have kind of made it in the pros, as Rogers' first delivery is low and in, 1-0.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rosters here for the whole entire league. Alex Kinch is from Ann Arbor. You have Mike Doloff from the Beavers from Davison, Michigan.
Owens Bender called in for a strike. I know Brian Bayless is from Clawson, which is right down the road. I know his family here tonight. His name was announced, and got a nice ovation. And Buckner lines this one. This is deep, and it's gone.
Wow.
A line drive home run for Nick Buckner, and he absolutely scorched that one. So he extends the Beavers' lead to 4-0. They've scored at least one run in the first 3 innings.
Those fans in right field were definitely treated to baseball.
Yeah, there was a guy out there who just was waiting for it to get over the fence and made a nice play. So a 4-0 lead now brings DJ Martinez to the plate. Had an RBI single in his first at-bat. Rogers delivers, breaking ball, first strike. Second offering in the dirt. Good block by Figueroa, but 1-1.
It's great seeing that trend of home runs now here in the league.
Yeah, I've noticed. I actually took some batting practice out on the field one day, and the ball, it flies here. There's a jet stream.
Did you hit one out?
Field. No, I actually short hopped the left center field wall as this one's flied to right off the bat of Martinez. Macon makes a nice play for the first out. But the ball, it's got some carry to it, and I was surprised because I thought this might be a ballpark where it plays bigger than it looks. You know, it's 315 to left field, 320 down the right field line, 395 to center. But we've seen that the wind usually blows in, but it seems like when you get it over that wind blowing in, it'll go.
And what definitely makes this field more bigger and wider is because of the foul ball territory.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. A lot of pop-ups that would usually be in the crowd are caught for an out as Crank grounds the 0-1 pitch to first, and that'll be an unassisted put out for Esteban Gomez. 2 outs now.
Next up for the Beavers, the left fielder number 11, Gerard Hernandez.
Gerard Hernandez steps in. Flew out to left field his last time up. Looking to raise that 122 batting average.
And like you said, he's working on it through the cages.
Yeah, you know, these guys are professionals, so they're really trying to hone their craft and get to the next level as he takes the first pitch for a ball up and away. The 1-0 offering. Swings and drives this one. Will it stay fair? No. It's going to hook foul, but that was... He got all of that one.
Yes, he did.
Just pulled it a little bit foul. No, he's got a lot of power. He's a bigger guy, very broad shoulders, and he generates a lot of power with his legs, and we've seen him use it. You know, he hit that home run last night, and it was a very good swing. 1-1 and off speed. He's way in front of it. Cam Stewart makes the play and throws on to first. So the Beavers will score one more run on the home run by Nick Buckner. And it's a 4-0 lead for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Let's see if the Diamond Hoppers can get on the board in the top of the fourth. Welcome back, everybody, as Esteban Gomez steps in for the top of the fourth. Diamond Hoppers down 4-0 to the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. Gomez looking to change that, though, with one swing of the bat. He's got the power to do it. He's hit 2 home runs, got 10 RBIs this season. Fouls the first pitch back, 0-1 on him now. The 0-1 offering. Ooh, line foul.
Thankful for that netting.
Again, the netting saved a few people down there as it's 0-2.
Esteban Gomez from Brooklyn, New York.
The 0-2 offering. Fouled back again.
Of course, there's college ball at San Jacinto College. Don't know where that exactly is at, but...
Well, it sounds like it's somewhere in California, but I could be wrong. Swing and a miss at a curveball. A very awkward swing, and makes quick work of him.
Definitely wasn't patient.
Well, Bayless is throwing a lot of strikes. He looks to get on him early and, hopefully attack him early, as Bayless does to his hitters. But I think he just overpowered Gomez for the first 3 pitches, and that curveball caught him off guard. Got the strikeout. John Mencken steps in. First pitch. Missed a little bit low. 1-0. The 1-0 is popped up straight up. Lucido comes over. Crank calls him off. Good play by the first baseman. Exactly what you're supposed to do. 2 outs.
Yep. You're always taught that.
Well, it's such a tough play for a catcher because you know the ball has that backspin and it's going to end up directing itself back over the field. John Crank has a much better angle to come from first base toward home plate, and he's able to read it much better than the catcher, whereas the catcher has to back up more.
And he has to make sure his mask is out of the way.
Yeah, that's always tough. You see a lot of catchers just drop it. You're taught to throw it as far away as possible. As Nate Farrell steps in, looks at the first pitch high. Farrell flew out to left field in his first bat with the USPBL. Swings, and this one's popped up behind third base. Tough play. Martinez, long run, sliding play.
I thought it was a lot better. Maybe a catch for Hernandez, but
it looked like Hernandez was there, but nonetheless, Martinez makes a nice play and a quick inning for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers as they take a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. Welcome back, everybody, as the Beavers get set to try and extend their 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. daylight starts to escape us, I assume the lights will be turned on fairly soon. As Robert Lucido steps into the plate.
Beautiful Friday evening.
Absolutely. I know it's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Not sure about Sunday, but here in the moment, this is a great weather for baseball. So that one misses outside. 1-0 on Lucido.
Definitely the type of weather you don't really need your jacket at night.
No, not usually. I've noticed that it's a little bit windy here at Jimmy John's Field. That one's in the dirt, 2-0.
It's very calm, it seems like.
You can see the flag. No wind whatsoever. It's straight down. People enjoying themselves out on the hill in right field, on the Chevy Pavilion in left field. The 2-0 catches the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
Lucido still searching for that first hit.
It's called strike. 2-2 on the curveball. Both pitchers throwing strikes, but it just seems like Rogers was getting hit around a little bit more than Bayless. The 2-2 is in the dirt, 3-2. And I think that might be due to Bayless's velocity. He's been above 90 with his fastball for most of the game. He's been around 80 with his off speed. Whereas I've noticed Rogers, he's mid to high 80s with the fastball, low 70s with the off speed. Is that 86 mile-an-hour fastball misses low and away and walks Lucido.
That's his second walk.
He did come around to score back in the second inning. RBI from Don Andre Clark. He reached on an error and a fielder's choice, so he did get the RBI. So Lewis Johnson steps in. He has a single today. It's grounder to second. Stewart fields, throws to second, gets one, and that's a double play. Tailor-made double play.
Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, right?
Absolutely. Now, I wasn't sure how Stewart was going to play that. It looked like he kind of sat on the ball, meaning that he didn't charge it and he didn't back up to get a better hop. So I wasn't sure if the ball might pop up on him and they were able to make the play, but he was able to field it cleanly and get the double play. 2 down in the inning. Thomas Rulis steps in. Popped up the shortstop his last time up. Takes the first pitch inside corner for a strike.
Has 10 hits so far this season, and of course 2 RBIs.
Batting .278 as well. Swing and a miss. It's like possibly a slider in the dirt. 78 miles an hour, not his curveball. It's the 0-2. Hit hard to first. Takes a high hop on Gomez. Pitcher covers and gets the out. Good play.
Yes.
Smart play by Rogers, being where he was supposed to be at first base. Good job by Gomez to knock it down. That's the first inning the Beavers were not able to score. As we go to the 5th inning, the Beavers take a 4-0 lead. Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could join us on this fine Friday evening.
As fans go after their softy balls being thrown to them.
Oh, yeah, they love the softy balls, and Chris Power leads it off for the Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the 5th. I'm Steve Morowski, along with Dan Dobler to my left. As the sunlight peeks through the cloud, casts a shadow over home plate. Power kind of jammed him, fouled it away, 0-1.
We're definitely cruising along in this ball game.
Well, now that you said that, we're probably going to have a long inning here.
There it goes again.
It goes to show you how much it means for pitchers to throw strikes, to keep his defense involved, and just to work with a decent pace like Bayless is doing. He's only given up 2 hits. His Power swings and misses. It's 1-2 now, but he's throwing strikes. He's not walking guys, and he's in a rhythm on the mound, which I think is key for pitchers. Power lines this one hard, and it's just off the glove of Rulis and into center. That's going to be a base hit. And that ball was smoked.
Yes.
Just out of the reach of Rulis. So Power reaches with a single. Something we don't see often from him. He definitely hits home runs.
Unlike hits, that is.
Yeah, I know. Well, now that's his 9th hit, I believe, and 3 of those are home runs. So his power numbers are up. As Mark Kruger steps in, takes a first pitch strike, 89 miles an hour.
And Mark Kruger still searching for his first hit.
Does have 4 walks, though, so he's very patient at the plate and likes to draw out at bats, which can be valuable. Get pitchers' pitch counts up and get different looks at relievers as Bayless steps back and threatens to throw over, but doesn't. The 0-1. Skied to center, almost right at Clark. Comes in a few steps and makes the catch for the first out. Kyle Figueroa walks to the plate.
Ground out last time.
Yep, grounded out to second. Batting .333 on the season, though. He's got 12 hits. No homers, but 5 RBIs. First pitch to him is lined foul. I've noticed with the catchers in this league, there's not really one that stands out from an offensive standpoint, but most are very good defensively.
Yes.
And I think that really speaks to the way they're recruiting catchers for the league. 333 average is very good as he fouls second pitch away. It's 0-2. But it just seems like they're in there for their defensive abilities and not so much their offensive, because he's batting 8th in the order, and you don't usually see that from a catcher. The 0-2, outside, 1-2.
It's great to see to have a catcher that can do both.
Definitely. Might as well have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
What's rare to find is a switch-hitting catcher like Victor Martinez used to be. It's so helpful to a team as this one's chopped to third. And under the glove of Dan Kennan. Looks like he tried to catch it higher than it was, and that should be an error on Kennan. I don't believe Figueroa was going to beat that out.
No.
Now batting the center fielder number 24, John.
Yeah, there it is. There's the error.
Yep, the error goes up on the board as John Kraft steps in. Figueroa reaches on an E5. First and second now with 1 out.
So Diamond Hoppers definitely have something going here.
Now the Kraft's job here, the shortstop is going to be holding the runner on second. So he doesn't have that hole in the right side like it usually would be for right-handed hitters when the second baseman hold the runner at second on. So he's got to put something into the outfield for sure to try and get that run in from second. First pitch, just low. Bayless wanted to know where that one was. Looked like it was right at the knees from up here, but That hasn't been there all game, and I guess the umpire's consistent tonight. The 1-0 to Kraft. Cut on and missed at 83. So 1-1 on him now. Power at second. Figueroa at first. 1 out in the inning. Beavers have a 4-0 lead over the Diamond Hoppers. 1-1. A curveball in there for a strike. 1-2.
The lights begin to come on here slowly.
Yep, they're starting to heat up. They take a few minutes,
Yes.
but by the time they're on, sunlight should be mostly gone. And there's actually a shadow across home plate, which makes it much tougher for the batter to see the ball. So I'm curious to see if that's got any effect, as that one's smoked to center. Clark moves over to his left just a few steps and was able to throw it in and keep the runners where they are for the second out. Kraft hit that ball hard, just right in the area of DeAndre Clark, and you know how fast he is. He can cover a lot of ground. As I was saying, the shadows, as a hitter, you're going to see what you usually see is a white ball, and you can see the spin of the laces. But as that ball comes out of the pitcher's hand right now, the shadow will make it so that it's normally white with the red laces, but as it comes into the darkness, you lose that whiteness and the laces. So basically you're seeing a dark ball, and it's very deceptive to a hitter because it's hard to pick up the spin of the baseball, and it's hard to pick up the velocity as well. And that one's fouled back. Ricky Castro at the plate.
Ball is courtesy of our friends at Northwest Tech.
And usually doesn't go in the batter's favor.
Not usually. Even if there's any sort of shadow that crosses even through the batter's eye at home plate, in between the mound and the plate, it makes it much tougher for the hitter. Especially if the pitcher's in sunlight, there's a shadow in between, and the batter's in sunlight. That pitch misses inside, 1-1. Because when you get that effect, you'll see the lightness of the ball, then it'll go to dark, and then you have to pick it up as a white ball again, and that can be very difficult. As Castro awaits the 1-1 offering from Brian Bayless. Checks his swing, but he went around. 1-2.
Castro does have a stolen base. Been on base twice today.
Yep, hit a single in his first at-bat and hit into a fielder's choice. They weren't able to double him off at first back in the third inning, so looking to get an RBI. It's first and second, 2 outs, the 1-2 count. The kick, delivery misses outside. Very close, but it's 2-2 now.
Davis definitely has some fans here in the ballpark.
Yep, Clausen native. I believe some of his family are down here in the grandstands in front of us, and he got a nice ovation when his name was announced in the starting lineup. 2-2 to Castro. Jams him. It's grounded to Rulis, who makes the easy play over to John Crank, and that'll end the inning. So the Hoppers threatening, but aren't able to score, and the Beavers still have a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Beavers looking to extend their 4-0 lead.
For the Beavers, the center fielder number 26, DeAndre Clark.
DeAndre Clark stepping to the plate. He's been on base twice today. Seems to be the name of the game for him. He's on base
Quite a lot. Yeah. Definitely got that batting average way high now. Probably reaching almost 500.
Well, he's 1 for
Ooh,
2.
best.
He did reach on an error, so that'll go to his on-base percentage, which is, I'm sure, is stellar. Clark looks at the first pitch low.
Definitely looking to keep that trend going.
Absolutely. 1-0 is skied to center. Not deep. Kraft comes in a few steps and makes the catch, so that's 1 out.
I opened my mouth way too early.
Next up, the third baseman, number 10, Dan Cannon.
Yeah, I'm sure DeAndre Clark, he made good contact with it, just a little bit under it. As Dan Kennan steps to the plate, was hit by a pitch. His first at bat, and eventually came around to score. Rogers throws the first pitch. Bender in there for a strike. Slow curveball, 71 miles an hour. And just we were talking about Clark's on base percentage. As of the stat sheet, it's 478.
Wow.
Which, he's on base almost half of his plate appearances, which is
Really good.
stellar.
Yes.
That and his batting average will definitely pop to scouts that are looking for speed at the top of the lineup. Kennan looks at a 0-1 changeup. That's down. 1-1. The 1-1. That's blooped into right, shallow, and it's going to drop for a blooper. Base hit. I think Mencken thought about diving for that one, but looked like he was a little bit unsure of himself.
And Cam Stewart definitely had a long way to go to get that one.
Yeah, I don't think there was any way he was going to get there. He was shaded up the middle, and that's just a tough play for a second baseman. It's definitely a right fielder's ball. He's coming in. He's got the better read, but just eluded Mencken out there.
As the lights are fully on here at the ballpark.
Yep, the sun finally goes behind the clouds and down behind the grandstands. Nick Buckner stands in as Figueroa tries to backpick Kennan, but to no avail. It's a 1-1 on Buckner now. Buckner had the line drive home run to right that gave the Beavers a 4-0 lead back in the 3rd inning.
And you can bet the fans out there in right field are hoping for another one.
Absolutely. He checks his swing, but he went around. Took a change up in the dirt. Figueroa with a nice block.
Yeah, we have seen quite a home runs hit that direction, to right field, but we also seen a couple to left and definitely one deep to center because of Nick Wilson.
Yeah, I remember that one distinctly. That was
Two pitches?
Probably the hardest hit ball I've seen.
Only took 2 pitches.
He can hit the ball. That one's cued foul toward the Beavers dugout. Yeah, Nick Wilson out for the time being with a knee injury. As I said before, he's doing the rehab he was given, and we wish him the best.
Yes.
Hopefully he'll be back soon. He's
Definitely
a great
missed
player.
right now.
More importantly, a great person to talk to. It's the 1-2 from Buckner. That's a ground ball, but Kennan was stealing, so they're not going to get him at second. So Buckner grounds out to second, but Kennan moves up to second base with 2 outs. DJ Martinez looks to bring him in.
DJ said he would love to pursue a singing career if he could sing. He loves playing the game of baseball, and it shows. He grew up a Yankees fan and a
He grew up a Yankees fan.
There's plenty of those out there. I've seen Martinez, just by his body language, he's very loose. Looks like he loves playing the game. Has a good time out there. And he's shown he's a good ball player.
Yes.
It's that first pitch breaking ball misses in the dirt. Good stop by Figueroa. It's 1-0. And he's very talkative out in the field. Just looks like he enjoys playing the game, which, it's good to see once in a while because a lot of guys look really serious, and it's obviously their profession, but when a guy looks like they're having fun, it makes you have more fun watching the game too. 1-0 has to duck out of the way, off speed. No intent there to hit Martinez, obviously. It's 2-0 on him. The 2-0 offering from Rogers. Gets the outside corner, 2-1. All of the scoring as of right now happening in the first 3 innings on behalf of the Beavers. They scored 2 in the first and 1 in each of the second and third innings. The 2-1 to Martinez is flied foul down the right field line. Nobody's going to get there as it goes into the patio area. 2-2 now on Martinez.
And as the weather continues to be nice, a lot more fans coming out to the ballpark.
Yeah, and I know kids are starting to get out of school and they're starting to have more free time on those Thursdays and Fridays, and it's going to be a busy July, late June, early July, and August for us. Is that 2-2 pitch misses in the dirt, and it's going to run full on Martinez.
Sweet summertime.
Nothing like going out to a baseball game middle of the summer.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm yet to go to a Tigers game yet this season, though.
So have I. I have not been. The 3-2 misses high, but the pitch gets past Figueroa, and Kennan's able to advance to third, so it's going to be first and third with 2 outs.
Next up, the first baseman, number 2.
So Martinez draws a walk. John Crank will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out and grounded out to the first baseman. Before his at-bat, though, Paul Nochi's going to come visit to the mound.
Couldn't quite see what was going on in the Hoppers bullpen.
Looks like a pitching change as
Yeah.
Rogers will be done.
Those umbrellas are up today.
Hey fans, may I have your attention, please? For those of you buying 50/50 raffle
We'll tally up his line for you and get it to you in just a second.
Your winning number. Your winning number is 6820757. That's 6820757 for your every quarter Macomb Health System 50/50 raffle. You can pick up your winnings at the 1-800 Hanson's Guest Services area. Pitching for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, number 15, Carl Bryce.
Carl Bryce in for the Diamond Hoppers out of the bullpen.
We have seen him quite a few times this season. To start, that is.
Yeah, it's early yet, so they've gone through a few different pitchers. You've seen a lot of guys out of the bullpen for sure. Matt Rogers gave up 6 hits and 4 earned runs, all of which came in the first 3 innings. I have him down for 1 strikeout as of right now. It's definitely a pitch to contact, but I think there was a little more contact than he would have liked as John Crank steps in against Carl Bryce. First pitch is blooped into left. Power on the move. It's going to drop foul.
And he takes a tumble.
Power falls over the tarp into the bullpen area, but looks like he's okay. Everybody will reset, and Crank has an 0-1 count on him now.
It was weird. Carl Bryce came out to Hopper's dugout instead of the bullpen.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe
Interesting.
maybe he was already fully warmed up in mid innings and came in the dugout.
Must have been. The 0-1 is up and away. 1-1 on him now. Be curious to see if Martinez is on the move here with a 1-1 count, trying to pull the defense out of position, possibly get Kennan in, possibly a hit and run with 2 outs. There he goes. It's up and away. They fake the throw, and a poor throw by Figueroa is going to allow Kennan to come in to score. He faked the throw to second. Kennan stutter stepped. He was going to be safe if he'd got back, but looked like Nate Farrell wasn't able to get in front of the ball. And Kennan came around to score. That's going to be an error on Figueroa. As a result, Martinez moves up to second, and it's 2-1 on John Crank. It's going to miss up and away, and it's going to get away from Figueroa, and Martinez is going to get to third. So Diamond Hopper's really struggling on the defensive side of the ball. It'll most likely be a wild pitch, as Figueroa had to come out of his crouch and really stretch to even get a handle on that ball.
And they haven't done anything yet on the offensive side either.
You know, Brian Bayless has been spectacular for them. The 3-1 is a strike, and Crank thought it was outside, dropped his bat, and was ready to go to first. But the umpire has him come back. It's a 3-2 count now. Crank looking to get his second RBI of the season. Bring home Martinez. The full count offering from Bryce is going to miss low, and Crank is able to get the walk that he was looking for. So first and third, 2 outs.
Now batting the left fielder, number 11,
Gerard Hernandez will step in, the Beavers left fielder. This would be big for his confidence if he were able to put one in the gap or even hit a ball hard, get it through the infield, and get Martinez home to give the Beavers a 6-0 lead. First offering is going to be a strike in the outside corner. Hernandez asking the umpire about where the location of that pitch was. Looked like it caught the outside corner. So it's 0-1. He swings and lines this one foul down the left field line, right behind the bullpen. 0-2. Crank definitely not a base stealer. He's a corner infielder. Most likely won't see him run here. 0-2 to Hernandez. Swings and misses and slams his bat in frustration. So the Beavers were able to score one, extend the lead to 5-0, and the Diamond Hoppers are looking to come back and maybe chip away at that 5-0 lead that the Beavers have, and we'll be back for the top of the 6th. Welcome back, everybody, as the Diamond Hoppers looking to chip away at a 5-0 lead that the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers have.
The second baseman number 2, Cam Stewart.
Some of these runs came on errors by the Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, there were a couple, but I think I have to give the Beavers credit that
Yeah.
their offense have been pretty good tonight.
Definitely making up from last night.
I thought they were good last night. It was just their
Just that,
bullpen
yeah.
fell apart. As Cam Stewart stands in. First pitch from Bayless is down and in.
Yeah, Heldman came in for the Beavers and didn't do a good job.
Yeah, it wasn't his best outing. Gave up 6 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. So the 1-0 is called strike. If you're looking for the Tigers score, they're up 10-1 in the 4th inning.
Wow.
Miguel Cabrera 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs right now. Stewart follows that one back. Dixon Machado in the leadoff hole is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Jose Iglesias also 2 for 2. Mikey Matuk 1 for 2 with an RBI. John Hicks 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
Right now they're only 3 games back in the Central.
I believe so. Stewart lines that one for a single up the middle. Good piece of hitting there on the 1-2 pitch.
Now batting the first baseman number 21, Esteban.
It's good to see the Tigers give Michael Fulmer some run support. You know,
Definitely. He's been outstanding ever since he got into this league.
I think he's gone 10 straight starts with quality starts, which means 6 innings pitched, 3 runs or less, and that is superb. But he's got a 2.65 ERA, and he wasn't getting support from the Tigers' offense. As that pitch misses in low to Esteban Gomez.
Yeah, his last outing was in Chicago, and they ended up losing, which he had a great outing.
Yeah, it seems like we've said that a lot about him, Justin Verlander, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-0 to Gomez is outside. Good stop by Lucido, who sports the blue and red gear. Looks like he would fit in well with the Cubs. Beavers kind of have a navy blue in their uniform, wearing navy blue hats with red bills. Whereas Lucido's gear, it's more of a royal blue and red.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely reminiscent of the Cubs uniform.
How about them Cubbies?
I was never a Cubs fan. It was nice to see them win the World Series as that pitch misses up 3-0. I will say I was rooting for the Indians in the World Series. I actually told my friend, there's no way Rajai Davis hits a home run off a Roldis
And
Chapman.
look what happened.
I know. It was impressive. It's the 3-0s in their first strike. 3-1 now. But got to give it to the Cubs. They were the better team. They were the best team in the National League, best team in baseball. And it was good. It was good to see a change. World Series winner as Gomez draws a 5-pitch walk, and it's first and second, nobody out now for the Diamond Hoppers.
I know, like my father always says, if the Tigers are in the playoffs, always cheer for the team that's in the same division as them that do make it.
Yeah. I've never really thought about that, as there's going to be a meeting at the mound with Chris Newell and his pitcher and catcher. I've never really thought about that, but it does make sense.
But of course, during the season, you want the Tigers to beat the Indians, beat whoever's in their division.
Definitely. And I think the Indians were kind of unknown at that point.
Yeah.
They had some great talent in their AAA team and the rest of their farm system, and I think they're going to be good for a good stretch here. Whereas, on the contrary, the Tigers don't really seem to have that spark plug player in their farm system, and they're really lacking a lot of talent within their system.
I just hope one day we can figure out that bullpen.
They've tried to answer that question for the last 5 or 6 years, and it seems like they sign one big pitcher and they have the answer, and then he doesn't perform to the expectations that everybody has, and it's kind of downhill from there. John Mankin stands in and gets a called strike in the inside corner. He's 0 for 2 today, batting .320 on the season. He's got 1 homer and 3 RBIs. Bayless would love a double play ball here, making a good candidate for it. It's fouled back to the screen, 0-2.
Yeah, the Tigers were on Sunday Night Baseball a couple nights ago. I remember them breaking it down on how many closures they went through. Like you had Valverde, you had Zamaya.
They had
You name
great
it.
names in
Yeah.
there, but they just didn't perform to the standard that the fans and really themselves wanted. And that pitch is called strike 3, and Mencken not happy with it. And from up here, it looked like it was well outside, but nonetheless, Mencken out of there on strikes. There's one out, first and second, with Nate Farrell coming to the plate. That was Mencken's second strikeout tonight.
I believe that's Bayless's 4th strikeout.
Yep, that's right. Farrell stands in, one out, first and second. First pitch misses away, 1-0. Farrell kind of short, fairly skinny. Waves the bat over his shoulder. Takes a 1-0 pitch. Curveball bends in there. 1-1. Nice backdoor breaking ball.
The second Farrell in the league. No relation to Java Farrell, that is.
No,
From the
Jabba
Mammoths.
Farrell, the outfielder for the Woolly Mammoths. One offering from Bayless. Curveball misses up and away. 2-1 now, and this is a good count for Farrell to hit. He's got a lot of room to wiggle. He can expand the zone a little bit, look to drive a pitch into a gap, possibly get 2 runs in, or at the very least get his first RBI, his first hit in the USPBL. 2-1, cut and a miss, and he was swinging like he wanted that first RBI. So that fastball would have been ball 3, but a hard hack from Farrell makes it 2-2.
Always taught as a batter, don't ever swing over your head, but for him, he's got that height still, so I don't know if that his height or that maybe his batting helmet is big enough.
That one's chopped to the right side, and it's over the glove of Rulis. That's going to score a run and allow Gomez to get to third, and I'm assuming that's going to be that's an error on Thomas Rulis.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22.
So a play that should have been made, Rulis would have just gotten the out at first. I can't imagine he was going to spin and throw to second. But that will be the Diamond Hoppers' first run, and they're going to cut the deficit to 5-1.
You see a lot of errors like that happen with the baseball changing its direction.
Yeah, it was a chopper in between first and second, and it was, I don't want to say it was a tough play, but it wasn't a routine play. Chris Power stands in and fouls that one off to the right side. I think this inning may drive up Bayless's pitch count a good amount. So the bullpen starts to stir for the Beavers. That's a line drive over the head of DJ Martinez for Chris Power. That's going to get a run home. Hernandez has some trouble with it. Throws it into the center of the infield where John Crank is able to corral it. And Chris Power's in there with a double. So it's a double and an RBI for Chris Power. And the Diamond Hoppers have something brewing here.
They sure do.
Mark Kruger stands in. Second and third, one out. Kruger takes inside. They want to appeal on a check swing, but he didn't go. And Bayless confused at where that pitch missed. Looked like it may have hit the inside corner.
In the Beavers bullpen, you got Alex Kinch warming up. And our Ann Arbor native.
Yeah, we've seen Kinch a lot this season. Seems like he's one of their go-to relievers in the Beavers' back end. He's thrown 9 innings this season. He's got 9 strikeouts, only walked 1. Hasn't given up an earned run. His whip is .89, and that pitch is in the dirt. And that's going to score Farrell. Lucido couldn't find it, and it's quickly a 5-3 ball game.
Things are definitely getting interesting here.
I'm not sure what happened there, but it looked like the pitch bounced just in front of Lucido, and instead of going down to block it, he tried to backhand it like a first baseman, and it just popped over his glove. And I can't imagine Chris Newell is happy about that. So it's 5-3, just like that. 2-0 is fouled away. 2-1 on Mark Kruger, who is yet to have a hit in the USPBL, but does have 4 walks. That one's popped up. Looks like it's going to get back into the stands. Nope, it's going to hit the netting as Dan Kennan made a good attempt over there to make sure he was at least under the ball, but unfortunately for him, it hit the netting. Here in beautiful Utica, Michigan at Jimmy John's Field. It's a 5-3 ball game between the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers and Eastside Diamond Hoppers. 2-2 on Mark Kruger. 0 for 2 today. That one's popped foul. Almost the same location. Looks like it's going to get back into the grandstands.
Not against the netting this time.
Yeah, it got over the netting, and actually in between the netting and the overhang of the roof on the grandstands. Looked like it bounced up off the stairs and back onto the concourse.
When you're coming out of Jimmy John's Field, you definitely want to bring your baseball mitt.
Absolutely, especially if you're sitting out in the berm in right field. 2-2's grounded foul. Good at bat by Mark Kruger, making the pitcher work. And I'm sure Bayless is close to 30 pitches this inning.
Yes.
And I can't imagine if he finishes this inning.
He'll come back out.
Yeah.
It'll be Alex Kinch that will come in.
I will say if Kruger gets a base hit and power scores, I will assume that his day will be done. 2-2. Tipped just out of the glove of Lucido, and another nice at bat.
Just staying alive here. Just like that Bee Gees song. Staying alive.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing for you.
It's all good.
Not sure I could even if I wanted to. So Kruger working a great at bat here. That's going to miss low. 3-2. Bayless definitely doesn't want to lose him here. Wants to get him out. The 3-2. Chopped into the ground. And they can't get the runner at home, but a good play by Bayless to get over to first, and they're going to get Kruger, but Kruger's going to get an RBI on the ground out. So it's just like that. It's 5-4 Diamond Hoppers. They put up a 4 spot so far in the 6th inning, and here comes Chris Newell, and he's going to make a pitching change to Alex Kinch. So the day will be done for Brian Bayless, who through the first 5 innings was stellar.
Yes, it was.
I believe only gave up 3 or 4 hits. But it seems like this inning, it just kind of fell apart for him, and he departs with a lead, but I'm sure it was not the way he wanted it to end.
And he gets a few cheers from the crowd.
Sounds like his friends and family down below us are proud of him, and gets a handshake from Hoppers manager Paul Nochi. Kinch takes the mound.
Like you said, Steve, we've seen Kinch quite a few times already.
Yeah, he seems like one of their big arms. Seems like somebody that they really rely on in the back end of the bullpen.
He's only given up 7 hits, like you said. He has 9 strikeouts, and his WHIP and ERA is just stellar.
Yeah, on May 25th, when they played the Diamond Hoppers, he threw 3 innings, only gave up 2 hits, struck out 3, didn't walk anyone, didn't allow an earned run. So he was very good the last time they faced the Diamond Hoppers. They also played the Diamond Hoppers on May 18th, and he threw 2 innings, only gave up 1 hit. He did walk 1, but he also struck out 1 and didn't give up an earned run. So he's definitely one of their better arms. Former Wayne State University player.
Any Warriors fans out there? Now you get to see him.
I believe we're doing a Wayne State University night.
Yeah,
sometime later in the season.
Last night was Detroit Mercy.
Yep, and I know we're going to do Michigan State, Oakland University, some of the other local colleges.
Which is great.
Well, there's definitely a lot of students out this way, Metro Detroit area, that go to these schools. And
like today's ball game, we have Little League.
Yep.
A lot of Little Leaguers here.
Macomb Little League games celebrated here at Jimmy John's Field.
And we have a great rest of the weekend as well lined up, so I'll talk about that after the game for the fans who decide to come out here on this beautiful weekend. Hopefully we'll have here.
Kyle Figueroa stands in with the bases empty and 2 outs. Looks at a ball. First pitch from Alex Kinch. Kinch works from the stretch. 1-0, misses inside, 2-0. Kinch sets. 2-0. Right down the middle, first strike, 2-1. I've noticed Kinch has a lot of movement on his pitch. He's got a lot of tail on his fastball. Haven't seen an off speed yet from him. 2-1. That one fouled straight back, 2-2. And I always like seeing pitchers with that movement on the ball.
Yes.
When it's flat, hitters, it doesn't matter how hard you throw, hitters are going to catch up to it and they can easily time it up. But when you have that movement, you don't really know exactly where it's going to go. The 2-2 misses low, 3-2.
Yeah, I definitely love those type of pitchers that just changes things up. Make things different for the batters.
Yeah, guys that mix their speeds, guys that throw strikes. Definitely, in my opinion, much more fun to watch. That one's chopped into the ground. Martinez sits back on it and gets Figueroa by a step, but that'll end the inning as the Diamond Hoppers score 4 to pull within 1. And it's a 5-4 game in favor of the Beavers. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Jimmy John's Field on a beautiful Friday night. Robert Lucido Jr. stands in for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, who scored a 5-0 lead, or sorry, 5-4 lead over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. The Diamond Hoppers were able to score 4 in the top of the 6th to get within striking distance as Lucido fouls that first pitch straight back, 0-1.
Yeah, that was a very long inning there.
Yeah, it seems that we always have that one long inning in the game where, I don't want to say it drags on, but it's just longer than the other innings. It's the 0-1. Misses upstairs. 1-1 on Lucido now.
Lucido still searching for his first hit here. He's been on base because of walks.
Yep, has a walk tonight. And it's fouled back off the netting, 1-2. The 1-2 offering. Chopped foul. Crowd seems alive and into it tonight.
Yes, they do.
Lots of chatter. Lots of good smells going on at the ballpark, too.
And guess what? They're going to get treated to a nice, spectacular fireworks after the game.
Yep, Fireworks Friday. Every Friday, and that one misses just outside. 2-2 on Lucido now. Always some great promotions here at Jimmy John's Field.
Every single game.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Lucido down on strikes. 1 out in the inning.
Now batting for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, the designated hitter number 19, Lewis Johnson.
Lewis Johnson steps in now. He's the DH tonight. We've seen him catch a little bit. I noticed when he was catching, it seemed like he was having trouble throwing the ball back to the mound. And, you know, I know for a lot of catchers that have that problem, so he takes the first pitch for a ball up and away. It's more of a mental block than anything else. They simply can't throw the ball back to the mound, and there's really no explanation for it as he cuts and misses. 1-1.
Kind of like that scene in a Major League movie.
Exactly with Rube Baker. He had that mental block where he just couldn't get the ball back to the mound. There were a few times when Johnson overthrew the pitcher, threw it short, and it almost cost them a run a few times. Good off-speed pitch down and in, swung on and missed, 1-2. But obviously they like his bat. You know, he's only batting .067 right now, but small sample size. He's only played a few games. He's going to miss up and away. 2-2 now. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. He also has 1 run scored on the season. The 2-2 outside, 3-2.
Now the Hoppers do have a right-hander warming up, which is Jordan Pennell.
The 3-2 is flown out to left. Power under it, makes the play, 2 outs. So after a 4-run 6th inning for the Hoppers, Carl Bryce looking to get his team back in the dugout quickly, hopefully to continue that momentum with the bats. You know, I can't imagine the conversation in the clubhouse should the Beavers end up blowing their 1-run lead right now that Chris Newell's going to have with these players.
Because that will be back-to-back nights.
Pitch is called in for a strike, and you know, it seemed like they had the game well within hand last night, and it fell apart for them, but Rulish chops one in the ground up the middle. Castro sits back, fires to first, and he's safe.
Ooh, very close there.
Gomez thought he got him, and Castro looking at the umpire. And Paul Nochi arguing with the umpire in the field. Looked to me that he may have beat it. It was a close play. You know, whether he was out or safe by a half step.
I mean, his foot was definitely on the bag. So I didn't see his foot come off the bag.
So the conversation's pretty short between Nochi and the umpire. Nochi was fairly animated in the conversation, but Rollis is on, and Don Andre Clark steps in. He's 1 for 3 today.
We did see Chris Newell get heated last night.
Yeah, there was definitely some early fireworks Thursday night as opposed to tonight. First pitch to Clark is down and in.
As the argument just dragged on, and batters and fans were starting to get annoyed.
To recap what happened, there was a ball that Tyler McVicker hit to right field, and it hit off the yellow line and came back. But because of the way the fence is in right field, you can't tell if the ball went over. So the 1-0 pitch is called to strike to Clark. You can't tell if the ball went over and came back, or if it hit the fence and stayed in the park. But the way the right fielder reacted, it stayed in the park for sure, because
He got it in real quick.
well, it'd be very tough for it to bounce all the way off the brick, because that one's fouled back 1 and 2, off the brick and back over the fence. You know, at that point, the right fielder, his body language would have showed that it was a home run. He would have kind of been slumped over and upset, but he got the ball back in quickly, like you said. But the umpire still ruled it a home run, and there was probably a 10-minute argument from Newell as Clark fouls off the 1-2 offering.
And fans were getting annoyed.
You know, I personally think that Newell was justified in his argument because, well, by definition, that's not a home run. And, if McVicker, if it had been a double, because he ended up at second base and they eventually called it a home run, 1-2 to Clark is chopped to the right side, and that's going to be through for a base hit. So Clark with his second hit of the day. It's first and second with 2 outs for the Beavers.
Next up for the Beavers, the
But
baseman number 10, Dan
if McVicker had stayed at second, he still would have had an RBI double, and it would have been a 5-4 game. And the Beavers did not score in the 9th inning, so they still would have won 5-4.
Yeah.
But it would have looked much better, I think, on the score sheet had it been 5-4s. Paul Noce convened with his infielders, pitcher and catcher.
Jordan Pennell still getting loose there in the bullpen for the Hoppers.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving him more time as Paul Noce appears to be glancing over there. Could be, and it looks like Carl Bryce is done, actually. They'll give Pennell a couple extra warm-up pitches, but Bryce will depart, and Jordan Pennell will jog in from the bullpen.
It was kind of weird because with those umbrellas being up as it is, Paul Noce had a hard time signaling over there as the ump just grabbed his hat, took it off, and signaled for him.
Yeah, I don't know if they have phones in the dugouts.
No.
I didn't think they did. I don't really know where they would put them in the bullpen.
You just got to read the signals.
I guess, yeah. And basically, what I'm assuming they do is they have a relay man. So somebody that's not playing will relay information to the bullpen and make sure the right guys are warmed up and do it that way. So Pennell gets the ball from manager Paul Noce, and we'll get his warm-up pitches in.
Not too bad from Carl Bryce coming in for Matt Rogers.
I don't believe he gives up a run.
No. He had 2 strikeouts, and I believe he gave up, 2 hits, that is? 2 or 3 hits, something like that.
Yeah, he gave up 2 hits.
Yeah.
Both of which came with 2 outs this inning to Rulis and Clark.
Now, Jordan Pennell, we've seen quite a bit. Has 9 innings pitch at least. Has actually a win of the season. Has 5 hits, 8 strikeouts. Has given up 2 earned runs. And his ERA is 193 and the WHIP is 129.
Fairly good stats. It's fairly rare to see a WHIP and an ERA so close together. I'm used to seeing a WHIP, anything that's above 1. Mm-hmm. Usually sports an ERA around 3 or above. So it's just interesting to see. You can see he's walked 7, he struck out 8 this season in 9.1 innings pitched. So, that walk to strikeout ratio, I think he wants to improve on that, but
definitely.
He's only given up 5 hits, so should be interesting to see how he performs with 2 outs, 2 men on. As Dan Kennan steps to the plate, hoping to drive in a few runs to get the the lead back to where it was for the Beavers. First pitch from Pinnell misses up. 1-0 on Kennan. Kennan sports the high socks, unlike the runners on the base pass, Clark and Rulers, who both have their pant legs down.
Now, Steve, when you played at Albion, did you support the high socks?
I was always a socks down guy myself.
Okay.
That's going to miss up 2-0.
Yeah, I think when I played back in high school, I was down, had it down.
Well, looking out at the Diamond Hoppers, Castro, Stewart, and Gomez all have their socks up, as well as Pinnell. And center fielder John Kraft do. But Farrell at third base, Power out in left field as Cannon drives this one, line driving to center. Kraft comes in and makes the play. They all sport the low pant legs.
That's it for the Beavers in the sixth. We played 6 innings, and it's
So after 6 innings, the Beavers lead 5-4 over the Diamond Hoppers, and the Diamond Hoppers are going to carry that momentum in the 6th inning into the 7th. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, as John Kraft stands in for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Looking to continue their rally in the 6th inning into the 7th. They scored 4 in the 6th off of Brian Bayless. And Alex Kinch came in to relieve him. It's the first pitch to Kraft is up and in.
Yeah, definitely a great outing in the 6th for the Hoppers.
Yeah, they really spoiled what was a solid performance by Brian Bayless as the 1-0 pitch is outside, and I guess they just found the rhythm against him the second or third time around through the order and were able to make something happen and get different looks against him. That's a called strike, and Kraft not happy with the call. Did look a bit outside. 2-1 on him now. It's grounded to first. Easy play for Crank, who flips over to Kinch covering, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Next up, shortstop, number 7, Ricky Castro.
Ricky Castro steps in now. Leadoff hitter for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. 1 for 2 today. Also has a stolen base and hit into a fielder's choice. He shows bunt, but pulls back, takes a strike. 1-1 on him now.
Castro out of Dominican Republic, the only, of course, the first player here in the league. In hometown.
You know, after talking with him, I wasn't sure how well his English would be, but he's very well spoken and very nice guy to talk to.
Definitely, yeah. I talked to him at least once when I was down there. He's a great guy.
So it's 1-1 on him here. It's going to miss way outside, 2-1.
Definitely energetic in the locker room because when we go get the lineup from the managers, I remember going in there one time and he was, dancing away.
Yeah, he's definitely a an outgoing guy, kind of a leader type, I think, for the Diamond Hoppers. So 2-1, cut on and missed, 2-2. The 2-2 to Castro is grounded to the right side, dives. Crank diving in the hole, but wasn't able to get it. And Castro's in there with a 1-out single.
The second baseman, number 2, Cam Stewart.
You know, it just amazes me how we see both leadoff hitters, both Castro and Don Andre Clark for the Beavers, just continue to get hits. You know, they're not the hardest hit balls, but they just find the holes. They use their speed to get on base. And it just amazes me at how good those guys are at getting on base and producing runs for their teams.
Gotta love it.
Cam Stewart steps in. He's 1 for 3 today with a single.
I'm kind of digging his cleats that he has on.
Yeah, very flashy. Orange tops with what appears to be yellow bottoms. Possibly dark green insoles. Kinch slide steps, and that pitch is outside. He gets the signs from manager Paul Nochi. The Diamond Hoppers being down 1, I think if we see Stewart get to a 2-0 count, could see a hit and run, and it's going to go 2-0. So we'll see if
you might be right.
I can predict the future here. Doesn't look like anything's on. Stewart didn't look for any signs from Nochi. That one's going to miss. Well, not really sure where that one missed. Looked like it was right down the middle, quite frankly.
It did. But like we say, we have a different view than the ump does.
Yeah, we could have a little bit of a distorted angle, but it was definitely over the plate, so it must have been high. So 3-0 is in there for a strike.
Looks exactly like the same last pitch.
Looked like it. It actually looked like it was a little more inside, but nonetheless, 3-1 count. Now we could see Castro on the move. 3-1 count. He's going to get something to hit. There he goes. It's going to be outside, and it's going to get away from Lucido, but Castro was only able to advance to second, as he would, regardless if he had tried to steal or not.
First baseman, number 21, Esteban Gomez.
Esteban Gomez stands into the plate. Gomez 0 for 2 with a walk today. Did score a run back in the 6th. Lucido gives signs to his infielders. Can't imagine they're expecting a bunt, though. Gomez, he's a big bat in the order, has a lot of power, a lot of pop. You know, I can't imagine he's a threat to lay down a sacrifice bunt here. Could be a pickoff play on for the Beavers. Never know. First pitch to him is grounded foul.
So he's definitely swinging away here.
Now I would say, just even looking at him down on the field, he's a very built individual.
Yeah.
And he's got a great swing. He's got that sweet lefty swing. Don't know why, but left-handed hitters just seems to look better when they swing as opposed to right-handed hitters. Not sure why, but the 0-1 to Gomez is lined down the line in right field, and this is going to score at least one. Buckner has some trouble with it in the corner, and Gomez is going to be in there with a 2 RBI triple, and the Diamond Hoppers have a 6-5 lead in the top of the 7th. How about that?
Whoa, a lot of things going on for the Beavers. Back-to-back nights here, looking like.
Next up, the right fielder, number 12, John Benkin.
But the Hoppers being down most of this game, doing a great job of coming back, and now leading.
I think it speaks wonders to the kind of team Paul Nochi has put together for this season and the kind of characters he has in the clubhouse, because, you know, they're kind of a never-say-die team. They're 6-5 on the season as Mencken fouls that one straight back and into the crowd. but they're kind of a never-say-die team. They find ways to win, and they find ways to score runs. And I think, that can come from talent, but as characters, I think it really speaks to their level of maturity here in the USPBL. Making 0 for 3 today as he swings and misses at that one. It was funny, I was talking about watching him in batting practice. He's got a great swing. He's got great pop off the bat, but we've rarely seen him connect with the ball today. Could be over swinging, could be pressing a little bit as well. The 0-2 blooped over the infield, and that's going to be an RBI single. It's not about how hard you hit it, it's about where you hit it.
Exactly.
So Mencken gets the job done. 0-2, great approach. Got a fastball in and was able to get the hands in just enough to get it over the infield. And I believe he broke his bat on that.
Definitely going to need some new wood next time up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a few more bats in there, and maybe it'll do him well. That bat might not have had a lot of hits in it, and could be getting the new lumber out. As Farrell stands in, takes first pitch for a ball. There's some activity in the Beavers bullpen. Farrell skies this one in the left. Hernandez under it and makes the play for the second out of the inning. So Farrell still yet to get his first hit in the USPBL.
He'll come soon.
First one's always the toughest.
Yes.
As Chris Power stands in. Had an RBI double back in the 6th inning. Actually, to make this a 5-4 ball game.
And warming up in the Beavers bullpen, Steve, is Eric Kimber.
His brother Corey, I believe, plays for the Willie Mammoths. His Power fouls this one away.
I think Eric Kimber has the stronger arm.
Yeah, we've seen Eric Kimber for the Mammoths throw 95, 96, I think even 97 a few times for the Mammoths. And hopefully for his brother Eric.
Yeah.
He can have a strong outing here. As Power bloops this one into right, his bat is shattered. It drops in front of Buckner, and the throw to third is not in time. So a bloop single from Power.
Everyone's going to need a new piece of wood.
Seems like it. Power's bat split perfectly in two. So it looked like he got it off the end of the bat and just flared it into right in front of Nick Buckner. And now it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs for the Diamond Hoppers. They scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings. First pitch to Kruger is singled into right. Power was on the move, so he'll get to third. And that's an RBI single. It's going to be 8-5 now. The Hoppers have put up 10 hits.
How the tables have turned.
4 runs in each of the last 2 innings.
This is crazy. Beavers leading most of this game, just like they did last night. And now, instead of being the 8th inning, it's the 7th inning that's getting to them.
I've always been told with a lot of things that I do, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I'm not really sure what Beavers manager Chris Newell is going to say to his players as Kyle Figueroa takes for a ball low and away. But I have to imagine he's really going to lay into him tonight.
Yes.
And just kind of read him the riot act.
Ain't going to be pretty. That's for sure.
As Kruger was on the move on that 1-0 pitch, it's going to be 2-0, and he gets a stolen base. So 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, 2-0 on Figueroa. If he's able to get these 2 runs in, I think it's grounded up the middle, but a nice play by Kinch. That'll end the inning. And they put up a 4 spot, so it's going to be 8-5 Diamond Hoppers in the top of the 7th. We're going to stretch here at Jimmy John's Field, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th after this.
Now batting for the Beavers, the right fielder number 3, Nick Buckner. Nick started north.
Welcome back, everybody, as the Beavers look to overcome a 3-run deficit after the Diamond Hoppers score 4 in the 6th and 4 in the 7th to take an 8-5 lead.
And like we said last night, the Beavers obviously were struggling in the 8th. This time, tonight, is in the 7th.
Hopefully their bats can pick it up. The first pitch from Pinnell misses low to Nick Buckner. Buckner's 2 for 3 with a home run and a single today. He's got 2 RBIs. The 1-0 offering is outside. It's 2-0. Pinnell works from the windup. 2-0 is taken just a bit low. It's going to be 3-0. The 3-0 is cut on. Hard rip from Buckner. The 3-0 green light there, and it's 3-1 now. It's like Chris Newell down there at third base was not happy with that 3-0 swing. Being down 3 in the bottom of the 7th, I'm sure you want to get yourself some base runners, not swing for the fences. It's 3-2 now as he takes a fastball in the inside corner.
Now the Hoppers do have a lefty warming up in their bullpen, and I believe it is Michael Gomez. He's got that long hair.
Looks like him.
That's how I recognized him.
And that's called strike 3 on the inside corner. And a good job by Pinnell to pitch back from a 3-0 count. But that's not a good at-bat for Buckner there.
No.
He needs to protect the plate, and he really needs to find a way to get himself on base. I think that 3-0 swing was very detrimental in his approach. So DJ Martinez will step in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He's got 5 RBIs on the season, sports a .229 average. First pitch misses away, 1-0.
And no, folks, it's not JD Martinez.
Yeah, if he were here, there would definitely be a few more fans out here, I believe.
Yep.
You know, he really draws the fans of Comerica. The off-speed pitch misses low, 2-0. I believe he had a few RBIs in the Tigers game tonight. Misses away, 3-0. And for all you Dodgers fans out there, Clayton Kershaw is the second fastest pitcher to reach 2,000 strikeouts, only behind Randy Johnson.
Wow.
As of tonight. The 3-0
Dodgers
pitches in
definitely
there.
my second favorite team besides the Tigers.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I have a couple family that live in California, at least one, and
3-1 is skied to right. Playable for Mencken. Comes over and makes the play. 2 outs.
I just remember taking a trip back in. It's been a while, and seeing them in action against the Cubs, and that's when I fell in love with them. But Tigers, of course, is my favorite.
He's definitely a great player. JD Martinez tonight 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
Not bad.
Miguel Cabrera 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs.
Wow.
Having a big night.
Yeah, definitely.
John Crank stands in for the Beavers, and he swings and misses, and the ball actually looked like it was down and in, but Figueroa was set up away, so it got by him. And he was actually able to corral the ball after it hit the brick.
What's the score of the Tigers now?
It is 12-4 Tigers in the bottom of the 6th.
Oh,
As Crank swings and misses there, 0-2.
definitely dominating. But you never know what can happen. We've seen a lot of things happen here.
2 is chopped foul. Looks like the White Sox tagged Fulmer for 3 in the 5th. Also gave up 1 in the 3rd. Crank steps back in and awaits the 0-2. It's going to miss up. 1-2 now. Looks like they were working him down and in to go up and away, but Crank wasn't having any of it. The 1-2. Chopped foul. Crank, an open stance, kind of crouched, has some rhythm between his hips and his hands. As he awaits the 1-2. It's fouled back to the screen. Outfield fairly straight up for Crank. Castro shaded a little bit up the middle. The 1-2. Missed away. 2-2. 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball from Pinnell. Here's the 2-2 offering. Chopped to second base, and that should be the inning. Crank grounds out to second, and the Beavers aren't able to score. After 7 innings, the Diamond Hoppers lead 8-5 over the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and we'll be back with the 8th inning after this. Welcome back, everybody, as we go to the top of the 8th. Eric Kimber on the pitch for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. He played last season through 24 games, had 26 innings pitched, was 2-0 on the season, had 2 saves, struck out 32 while only walking 15. However, this season has not treated him that well. Against the Mammoths on May 12th was his only appearance. Through 1/3 of an inning, gave up 3 earned runs, 2 hits, he walked 2 and had 1 strikeout.
Definitely his brother Corey Kimber is a lot, with his arm, is a lot more, throws more heat, that is. And it's a lot better, it's a better outing.
So hopefully
he could turn it around.
Eric can improve.
Yeah.
On his numbers here, as it's 2-0 and 3-0 now on John Kraft. Kimber went to North Carolina Central University, a native of Greensboro, North Carolina. The 3-0 misses way up and out. It's ball 4 to Kraft. He'll start it off with a leadoff walk.
Next up, the shortstop, number 7, Ricky Kessler.
And Chris Newell, quick to come out of the dugout.
Yeah. You know, the Beavers did have a right-hander warming up, and I think it was Jake Welch, if he decides to bring him in. But I think it's just to calm Kimber down, because he looks kind of awkward, especially throwing those 4 straight pitches or balls.
Well, Newell and the umpire are conversing right now. This also could be strategic to buy time for Welch in the bullpen. As looks like he's pointing to the bullpen. Not sure what the deal is. Now Newell goes out to the mound and gives Kimber a pat on the chest, kind of calm him down, maybe get the nerves out of there. Looks like some of the Hoppers fans starting some chants in the crowd, and that'll be done for Kimber. That'll be his
only one batter he faced.
His outing, and that's tough.
It is.
As a pitcher, you never want to go out with a bad outing. You never really want to just come in and face one batter. Hopefully his teammates can pick him up. Looks like Jake Welch coming in. Hopefully his teammates can pick him up and possibly get the win for him and make him feel a little bit better about his outing.
And let's just hope Eric Kimber may be okay. I don't think he was really hurt.
It was not an injury, I believe. Had they known, or had it looked like an injury, there would have been an injury visit with Newell and the trainer. As Welch starts his warm-up pitches, but just the body language of Kimber as he went off the mound, it looked like he just wanted to get out of there and almost bury a hole. And you always feel for a guy like that. It's never a good thing to see.
No. For it being Beavers night here at the ballpark, we're learning you a lot of interesting facts about each player on the team.
Yep, some videos being played on the scoreboard as Jake Welch continues to warm up. Welch from Spencerport, New York, went to Notre Dame College, not university, for his collegiate baseball. And what strikes me about him is he's an intimidating person on the mound. He's 6'6" and 250 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm sure, there's some scouts out there saying, this guy's got the size, he's got the stuff.
Yes. I don't know who's the pitcher on the Royals that's very tall. Isn't that Chris Young?
Chris Young, I believe, is 6'10". Obviously, Randy Johnson, I believe, is 6'11". It's very rare to see somebody that tall being able to control their body movements in a way that allows them to throw strikes with velocity. But some of these guys are professional athletes, and they're able to really tap into their body and their nervous system and understand themselves well enough to be able to throw strikes. So runner on, Kraft walked, and Ricky Castro stepped to the plate.
Number 7, Ricky Castro.
Castro 2 for 3 with 2 singles today. I'm sure with Welch's height, it looks like he's basically standing on top of you when he releases the ball. First pitch in for a strike at 89 miles an hour. As you see, when he lands with that left foot, it looks like it's at the very bottom of the mound.
Yeah. Like it's sinking in.
Yeah. 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Curveball 78.
I know it's not quicksand out there.
Now our grounds could do a great job maintaining this beautiful field and making sure our players play on the best facilities. The 1-1. Kraft takes off from second, but it's lined. He doesn't realize it. Clark throws to first, and this is going to be a double play.
Wow. Something you really don't see.
And that's poor base running by John Kraft. It was a great job by Castro. He hit that ball hard just right at Clark, who was able to make a nice one-hop throw to first for the double play.
And you can bet Paul Nochi will have a few words with him.
Well, the object, when you're a base runner and somebody, you hear contact as you're stealing a base, you look up and you look to your coaches to see where it is, but Kraft didn't do that. He just kept running, I think trying to figure out where the ball was himself, but he just couldn't pick it up, and he was around second when the ball was caught, and he was out by probably 25 or 30 feet over there at first base as Cam Stewart follows the first pitch off from Jake Welch. Second pitch is cut on and missed. Good slider at 82. So it seemed like a promising inning.
It
For the
did.
Diamond Hoppers. Really faded out quick, and it was a good job by Welch to erase that base runner that Kimber led on. The 0-2 to Stewart is driven to left, high, deep, and this is gone.
Wow.
Cam Stewart with a solo shot to left center field. Wasn't sure it was going to get out, but it made it over, and it's a 9-5 game.
Just
for
little,
Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
just a little left to the Hungry Howie sign, part of the Jimmy John big scoreboard.
Now, if you think about it, that double play was huge for the
Yes,
Beavers.
it was.
They don't get that double play. That's a 2-run homer, and they're down 10-5, maybe even 11-5, depending on what happens with Castro. But that's 3 straight innings the Diamond Hoppers are able to score as Esteban Gomez stands in. Had a 2 RBI triple back in the 7th inning. It's 0-1 on him now. Checks his swing. They want an appeal, and he did go. 0-2. Curveball misses outside, 1-2.
So that's the second home run of the ball game we have seen. The first one was from Cam Stewart on the Diamond Hoppers. Oh no. Yeah, he's the second one.
Gomez will
That
strike
is,
out
yeah.
swinging. And the inning.
And the other one was Nicholas Buckner from the Beavers.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
So Cam Stewart hits a solo shot and gives the Diamond Hoppers a 9-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Steve Morawski here with Dan Dobler at Jimmy John's Field here in Utica, Michigan. Beautiful night for baseball.
It sure is.
As the Diamond Hoppers lead the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers 9-5 going to the bottom of the 8th. Gerard Hernandez stands in. First pitch swinging, and he flies this one to center. Average depth right at John Kraft, and that'll be the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Seems like the approach at the plate for the Beavers have really gone a different direction since they've been down. You know, it seems like they've been swinging a lot more often, which isn't what you want necessarily with when being down 2, 3, 4 runs.
You definitely want to be patient and then connect with the pitch that you really like.
Robert Lucido takes called strike. He's 0 for 2 today, but does have a walk. Scored a run back in the second. Follows that one straight back. Looks like the bats. I believe he was the one that let go of the bat, and it kind of flung out of his hands.
Yeah. One
of his at bats, and it looked like his bottom hand slipped off the bat there. So may need some more pine tar there. It's 0-2 on him. 0-2 is grounded to second. Off the glove of Cam Stewart, and that's going to be an error on Stewart. Lucido will reach.
Next up, the designated hitter number 19.
I don't want to say the Diamond Hoppers can afford to give up a run, but when you're up 9-5, 1 run won't kill you. I know it's probably not preferred from a manager standpoint, but
from our perspective, that is, it doesn't kill.
yeah, and that one's grounded to second. Stewart with another opportunity, and this should be a 4-6-3 double play, just like that.
Ah, what a quick inning.
I believe that was 4 or 5 pitches from Pennell, and Beavers go down quickly, so we'll bring you the top of the 9th here shortly. It's 9-5, Diamond Hoppers over Beavers. Welcome back, everybody, to the top of the 9th inning. John Mencken will lead it off for the Diamond Hoppers as they scored a 9-5 lead over the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
Definitely made quick work here in the top of the half, or the bottom half of the 8th, that is. And that was pitcher Jordan Pennell.
Yeah, I believe Pennell only threw 4 or 5 pitches as Mencken takes a called strike. Oh, 1 is in there for a strike. So 0-2 on Mencken now. He's 1 for 4 with a single tonight. It's going to miss outside. Looked like Welch wanted that one, but just off the plate. It's going to be 1-2. Welch works on the stretch. Slider misses away, 2-2. It's actually a kind of a modified windup. He starts as if he's in the stretch, and he steps off to the left. Very interesting. That one's chopped. Lucido picks it up, and that's going to be an infield single for Mencken. I was surprised to see him pick that up. I figured they would have let it roll and see if it trickles foul, but Mencken on with a single. That'll be his second hit of the day.
As the Beavers, you don't want that to happen.
Now it just seems like anything that can go wrong is going wrong for the Beavers right now. And Joe Maroney in a pinch run for John Mencken. Maroney should be out in right field next inning.
Pitch running for John Mencken, number 13, Joe Maroney.
As Lucido and Welch have a quick conversation on how they're going to attack Nate Farrell. He's 0 for 4 today. We're still looking for that first hit in the USPBL. He did reach on an error, however, back in the 6th inning. Did score a run as well. First pitch to him is called strike.
Fans are still sticking around here, especially for the fireworks after the game.
Absolutely. Should be a great show. 0-1 to him is chopped high in the air. Crank has some trouble with it, but is able to make the play unassisted. So it looks like Farrell will not get his hit tonight. He's 0 for 5.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22.
But it will come at some point.
Yes, it will. Just going to have to wait patiently.
As Chris Power stands in. Maroney was able to advance to second on the ground out. Power looks at a ball low. Welch sets. Checks the runner at second. And the pitch, up and away, 2-0. So it was the Beavers scoring early. They scored 2 in the first and 1 in each of the second and third innings. They also got one in the fifth. But the Diamond Hoppers had some big innings in the 6th and the 7th. They scored 4 in each of those and 1 in the 8th inning. That's how we're at the 9-5 lead. And Power with a line drive single into center. Maroney's going to be sent from third, and that's going to score him. Power with another RBI. He's 4 for 5 with 3 singles and a double and 2 RBIs.
Could be our player of the game if he holds up for the Diamond Hoppers.
Mark Kruger stands in. Welch sets. First pitch to him is a called strike in the outside corner. Expect the strike zone to expand a little bit as the lead continues to grow for the Diamond Hoppers. Power with a decent lead at first. Kruger just misses that one. It's popped up to second, and Rulis makes the play. That'll be 2 outs in the inning now.
Next up for the Hoppers, we got number 4, Kyle Figueroa.
Kyle Figueroa stands in now. going to miss up and away at 90 miles an hour. 1-0 now. 13 hits already for the Diamond Hoppers. 1-0 is cued foul. 1-1 now.
And the Beavers only have 8.
5 runs and 8 hits. It's still pretty good for one game, but 10 and 13. That's you don't lose very much when you have a line like that. Figueroa takes called strike. 1-2 now. Don't think Nochi's going to send power here with being up 5, 2 outs now. It's 1-2. The kick. It's going to miss away and get past Lucido, so it doesn't matter. Chris Power's going to get to second anyways.
I've seen a lot of pass balls in this ball game.
Yeah, I think Lucido's new. It seems like he's still getting acclimated to all his pitchers. There's a lot of guys throwing. It takes some time to get to know your pitchers, the way they pitch, and both. It helps to get to know them as people, too, outside of the game. That one's tipped off the equipment of Lucido, I believe. So it'll remain 2-2. Figueroa stands in. He awaits the 2-2. Welch steps off. Welch gets the sign and comes set. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Figueroa tips it in the glove, and Hoppers add one more run to make it a 10-5 ball game as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Let's see if the Beavers can rally and possibly get a walk-off win. Welcome back, everybody, as we bring you to the bottom of the ninth inning. See if the Beavers can sport a rally here as they're down 10-5 in their last at-bat. They were up 5-0 at one point.
Yes. It all came down in the 7th.
In the 6th. Diamond Hoppers scored 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th. And they're definitely going to be more patient here with Pennell, who I believe would get the win should everything hold up. So it's 0-1 on Ruiz. This one's chop foul. 0-2 on him. So I don't think Rogers, he didn't make it out of the 5th inning.
Nope.
So Pinnell is in line for the win.
He's done a great job.
The 0-2 is slapped foul. Good job of Rulis to fight that one off.
Ball is courtesy of Northwest Tech.
10 runs, 13 hits for the Diamond Hoppers. One's popped foul, going to be in the grandstands. Oh, out of the hands of a fan. 5 runs, 8 hits for the Beavers. Diamond Hoppers have committed 3 errors tonight, and the Beavers 2. But nonetheless, it seems like the offense has stolen the show tonight for each team.
Yep.
0-2 is popped up. Behind third, shallow left field. Castro calls off everybody and makes the play. That's the first out of the inning.
Now batting the center fielder number 26,
Donandre Clark steps to the plate. He's 2 for 4 tonight with 2 singles. Also has an RBI. Does not wear batting gloves at the plate, which I find interesting. I myself never wore batting gloves. So he takes a called strike. I guess it's just more of a comfort thing from some people.
Yeah.
I mean, other guys, it helps them grip the bat. I was just never comfortable with them. He chops this one back to the mound. He hustles it over to first, but that'll be a 1-3 put out, and that's the second out for the Diamond Hoppers, and they're 1 out of the way from what I would consider a big victory. You know,
Yes, it would.
it was kind of a come from behind, but what I liked about it is they got their lead, they kept adding on, and they didn't give the Beavers a chance to really get back into it. They really shut the door. Pinnell came in and was stellar.
For a minute, you kind of worried about the Diamond Hoppers when they were going to get some runs on the board.
Yeah,
And they finally did.
Brian Bayless was very good through first 4 innings, and then 5th inning seemed like he started to struggle. And into the 6th, that's when the Diamond Hoppers did some damage. So it's 1-0 on Dan Kennan. 1-0 is cut on and missed, 1-1 now. The 1-1. Checks the swing, but holds up. Good block by Figueroa, so it's going to be 2-1 on him now. So like you said, Dan, there are a few fans sticking around for the fireworks show after the game.
And they are spectacular.
And the 2-1. Tipped back, 2-2 now. Pinnell and the Diamond Hoppers 1 strike away from their victory over the Beavers. If you like offense, this was a game for you.
Yeah.
I've always been partial to a good pitcher's duel, guys that throw strikes to keep the pitch counts down. As the 2-2 comes into Kennan, swing and a miss, and the Diamond Hoppers come from behind and get a 10-5 victory over the Beavers.
Wow. It was an amazing game.
It was a great game for both teams. You know, just kind of shades of last night for the Beavers. Their bullpen was not very strong.
Nope.
And they weren't really able to muster any offense after the 5th inning. They didn't score in bunches like the Hoppers did. The Hoppers had 2 4-run innings. And, you know, when teams do that, they're bound to win.
Yes, they are.
It's a big win for the Hoppers, and I would say it's a fairly significant loss for
The Beavers.
For the Beavers.
Yeah, they back-to-back nights been rough for them. That's for sure.
Like I said, I think Chris Newell's really going to need to lay into them and and try and figure out a game plan for this team going forward, because whatever they've been working on and whatever's been going on in the late innings just hasn't been working for them.
Yep. But, you know, it was a great game, and now fans are going to get treated to a wonderful, spectacular fireworks show here at Jimmy John's Field. And, I mean, it was a good game. You know, Jordan Pinnell came in. I believe he would get the win here, like you said.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you have to look at the whole Diamond Hoppers lineup here, I'm going to have to go with Chris Power. He had a great night.
Yeah, he's 4 for 5. He had 3 singles, a double, 2 RBIs. You know, he was batting 195 coming in, but we knew he had the ability to hit well, and he had good power numbers. He had 3 homers and 8 RBIs, and he really showed that he doesn't need to hit with power all the time, that he can hit the singles, and, I mean, he had an extra base hit with the double.
Yeah, his name may be Power, but he doesn't have to show it.
Yeah, but he showed that he's a good all-around hitter, and I think that speaks wonders about, you know, kind of what he's been doing in the cages and his approach at the plate.
Yes. And I mean, who do you say would be your player?
I think so. I think he was definitely the guy that stood out. I'm always a fan of watching Ricky Castro in the leadoff spot.
This was definitely a leadoff battle between both teams. You had Castro, and then you had Clark.
He was big. I also thought Esteban Gomez was big because he had that triple back in the 7th inning that took the lead. They were down 5-4, and he had a 2 RBI triple and gave him a 6-5 lead. And that really, I think, took the wins out of the sails of the Beavers, and I think it put them away for good.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we have a great lineup for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we've got Utica Unicorns versus the Westside Woolly Mammoths tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m. start time. You can come catch the world-famous Superstars, as well as WCSX Classic Rock Saturday.
Of course, I'm going to miss these next 2 days. You and Brian will be on the call.
Yep, should be interesting.
How did it feel getting your first game underneath the belt?
Well, you know, the second batter of the game was called out to interference, which I think I've only seen once or twice in both my playing career and my, you know, just being a student of the game and watching. But I thought it was an interesting game. I thought it was fun to watch. You know,
I definitely love working with you.
I like working with you too. You know,
we're all trapped in this one room together, anyways, throughout each and every single game. So
yeah, we've got for tomorrow, like I said, and catch the world famous Superstars when the Unicorns take on the Woolly Mammoths. You'll see a Tom Petty tribute band, Teddy Petty and the Refugees. And on Sunday for our matinee game, the Utica Unicorns will be back in action in back-to-back days. They'll be taking on the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and the Superstars will also be in attendance, pulling some pranks and making it fun for the kids and the whole family. So coming out to Jimmy John's Field and catch a game, and it's always a fun time here at Jimmy John's Field.
It is.
Not a bad seat in the house. If you want a seat on the lawn out in right field, that's a great place to sit. If you want a grandstand ticket, that's also a perfect place to watch a baseball game.
I kind of like the lawn with that hill over there in right field.
Yeah,
I'm starting to love it.
Like I said, there's not a bad spot in the house, so come on out and join us for possibly tomorrow and Sunday.
And fans shortly here will be treated to a nice fireworks spectacular, while Mr. Appleby high-fiving the kids as they run the bases. Yep. That's every single game here at Jimmy John's Field.
Kids run the bases every single night.
But, yeah, it was a great game. Great call. So, hopefully, you know, it'll be a great rest of the weekend.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Steve Morowski with Dan Dolber, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow.